right, we are joined here with Marcus. He is with Abrazo Health. They are the sponsors of the American Heart Association Heart Walks going forward here. And I think you're going to show us a little bit about CPR as well. And we know that CPR is a big topic. Not only is that going to be a main focus going forward, but also, boy, we've seen a real uptick in drownings among young people here in the Valley here of late. So this is something I think should be on the top of everyone's mind.
Absolutely. Appreciate the opportunity to share this experience with you guys and to show you a little bit about hands-on CPR. Really not much to it, so hopefully we can get more people involved in it and engaged and really help the statistics go in the right direction to saving lives.
Now, it's been a while since CPR changed, right? When I learned it when I was a youngster, I was told it was the compressions and then the breathing.
This particular type of CPR is hands-on only. It's for non-trained personnel, bystanders, things like that. Typically, there's about 350,000 cardiac arrests that happen in the United States annually, and about 90% of those don't make it. And increasing that 2 or 3 times the survival rate is if people can really get involved, start this hands-on CPR. You don't need any really medical training, just some basic understandings, and it really does help. We still do the CPR with the breaths for drowning victims, drug overdose. This one's specifically for cardiac arrest and treating folks with heart attack.
And that's really important to know that there's a difference when it comes to drowning versus someone who maybe is having an issue when they're hiking or something of that sort, right?
Absolutely.
All right. So
and adults versus children. So this concept is for teens and adults.
All right. Let's start then. Teens and adults. What do I have to do? I believe someone is having some sort of a cardiac issue. Where do I start?
About 70% of them happen in your home. So this could be your loved one, your family members, things like that. Cardiac arrest happens when there's an electrical change in your heart, causes arrhythmias, different beats to occur, which causes the flow of blood to your brain and your heart and your other organs to stop working efficiently. So what you're doing is you're really using the heart as a pump.
Okay.
And what we're doing is going to teach you how to pump that heart manually, essentially keep the blood flowing through the body and the organs, keep them vital so that help can arise.
It's really very simple, isn't it? The pump isn't working, we're going to do some hand pumping then. That's basically it. Okay. All right. So what do we, oh goodness, my father has fallen and I think something is awry. How do I know?
First of all, you want to check to make sure that he's really not awake. So you're going to shake him up a little bit and say, hey, are you doing okay? Are you awake? If there's no response, then you want to immediately start the hands-on process. So first step of the 2-step process is to call 911. Just if you're by yourself, call 911 on your phone, put it on speaker. That way the operator can help walk you through it.
Okay.
If you have someone next to you, appropriate to direct them to say, hey, can you call 911, get them on the phone, and immediately start the compressions. So after step 1, you're checking them, call 911. You're going to put your first hand it's fast and hard in the center of the chest.
Okay.
So palm
this is
down.
a little bit above the sternum,
okay.
Right?
Yep,
this is
right in the center.
Sternum,
you're going
right?
to put front hand down. You're going to keep your elbows straight. Put your second hand on top, and you're going to go about 2 inches deep. You're going to hear a click. On this model, you'll see the lights showing you that you're going down deep enough. And you're going to go hard and fast. And you're going to do it to the rhythm of about 100 and 120 beats per minute. So some people use Staying Alive song, so you kind of do it in your head.
Right.
Staying alive, staying alive.
Yeah.
And then you're doing it right, it's showing you that you're going down. After each push, you're going about 2 inches deep. You want to make sure that you let go enough of your body weight to allow the chest to recoil back, really getting that good pumping action.
Okay, and we should also point out that Marcus is actually the lost BG. So I think that's an important factor that we have to weigh in here just for your credibility.
Thank you.
Okay, so how long do we do that then? Do we stop and shake them at all? In the old days you used to do it, you used to pump a little bit and then you do some breaths. We just keep pumping now, hands-on only.
Hands-on only, no breaths. You're just focusing on keeping that blood circulating. You're going to do it as long as you can. You're going to talk to the operator about what's going on. It is quite strenuous work, so you're going to be about, after a couple minutes or so, you're really going to start getting kind of fatigued. At that time, if you have another person there, switching off is appropriate. Just kind of take off. Hey, I'm getting tired. Can you take
switch
over?
In.
Switch in.
Okay.
Get that next up batter up there. And then
are there any concerns for them medically? I mean, if I'm doing that, I'm a big guy. You're a big guy. I mean, you're a strong guy. I see you work out. Look at this. Look at that. I mean, is it possible we could actually do some harm to them? We could crack a rib or something like that? Is that?
Absolutely. As you're pushing, you may hear some of that happening, but ultimately just know that you're doing the right thing, you're keeping the blood circulating. As a volunteer, there's a law that many people don't know about. It's called the Good Samaritan Law. What you're doing is basically you're taking knowledge that you have, you're applying it to try and treat life-saving emergencies.
Okay.
So you're kind of protected under that law. So a lot of folks don't provide support for fallen victims because of risk of litigation or fear of litigation. Women even get less bystanders approaching them because of where you're putting your hands and fear of, doing inappropriate things.
Sure.
So that law is there in place to really help the bystander, take care of the people who need it.
Of course. All right. If they survive, the ribs will heal. We'll worry about that later. We'll take care of the rest of it right now. Okay, very good. So, Marcus, let's suppose now that, oh my goodness, someone's in my pool and I think I've got a drowning situation. They were face down for a little while. I get them out of the pool now, and it's a little bit different story, as you said. Now we're going to incorporate some of the breathing.
Yeah, so you really want to leave the breaths and the regular CPR to the medical professionals.
Okay.
So if you happen to come across a drowning victim who's unconscious, call 911, talk them through the situation that you have a drowning victim.
Okay.
And they'll walk you through some of the other things that may help in the situation. They may direct you to start the chest compressions. They may direct you to turn the body and try and get some
Try
of
to
the
evacuate
out.
some of that.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's important to just remember the scope of what you're doing is hands-on only and following directions of the...
Now, Marcus, you mentioned this would be for teens and adults. Children is a big concern here in the Valley, obviously. It feels like every couple of days we have another story, a tragic story of a young person who's drowning or near drownings, of course. What happens if, what do they say, 2 minutes is too long to take your eyes off your children near water?
Yeah, I think it's even 20 seconds or something like
seconds.
that. I mean,
2
yeah,
seconds
it's
is
very
too
fast.
long. All right. So the trained professionals will take care of that, but in the
They'll
meantime,
teach you
you're
how to
going to do
do
what you can.
Exactly.
Right? All right. So that's the important thing, I guess, is act. Don't be afraid to act.
Absolutely.
And of course, call 911.
Yeah, and heart.org/CPR has a lot of resources. They have classes you can sign up for. The more CPR and hands-on only CPR volunteers and providers we have out there, greatly increases the chance of survival. By double or triple the percent of survival rate if you can get somebody initiating hands-on only CPR, especially from the beginning.
Wow. And as you said, 90% of people aren't making it, and if we can lower that number even to 50%, boy, if it's my loved one, I'll take every little percentage point I can get.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, Marcus, thank you so much. We really appreciate you being here, and thanks to Abrazo. They're teaming up with the American Heart Association and the Heart Walks. You're going to have a real emphasis on CPR, learning CPR, and at the very least, making sure you call 911 and act. Joe, anything to add?
Nope.
Thanks for watching The Chris and Joe Show. Click to see more from Chris and Joe, and tap the button in the middle to subscribe to KTAR News.